guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. Last time we made it to the Mountain of Woe. And here, well, pretty much every time we go for a treasure chest, we're gonna get stuck fighting battles. It's just kind of the way it works. I'm gonna be doing a lot of cutting out of battles around here just because there's a lot of enemies and many of them are the same, and you don't need to get a whole whack ton of extra things if you don't really want to. These guys have really low, what's the word I'm looking for? Low HP, so you can finish them off quite easily with pretty much anything if you want to try and multi-target and just take them all out right away. Makes life really easy. Finish them off, be done with it, collect your tech points, and move on. But yeah, many, they're not random battles, but pretty much all the treasure chests are going to be protected in some way or another. Yeah, pretty sure there's nothing over here. I'm just used to not going in this direction. I play this game on muscle memory, so... Let's see, nothing around there? I didn't think so. I don't think there's a battle here. But every time I see like this discoloration, I always assume there's a battle there, even if there isn't. Okay, in that fight, Marley learned Ice 2. And we learned the Dual Tech Cube Toss, Dual Tech Ice Sword. Wait a minute, we already had Ice Sword. Well, I actually didn't notice that one before, but it's a typo. It's an Ice Sword attack. It's Ice Sword 2. This one's single targeting. This one has a small area of effect, which is very, very nice. Let's double check. What are we working on next? Cure 2. Yeah, both you and Frog both earn Cure 2 as your second to last ability there. Neither of them are particularly useful. If you need to use a normal cure, you can get almost maximum HP out of it most of the time anyway. But they're there. Alright, let's see. Lapis. And... these are the Stone Imps. This is the first time I think they're named. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter even if they were part of the other battle. I don't think there's any way of stealing from them. Okay, you get a mid-ether from them. I am mistaken. Let's show off Ice Sword 2 here. This one combines Ice 2 and... yeah, Confuse. It is massive amounts of damage, and it is lovely. Do lots of damage with that if you need to. Stone Imps are nothing to write home about. There's nothing really to worry about with them, so just take them down quickly and move on. But yeah, you're going to get tons of tech points in here. In fact, bring in Luca for a little while here. And more battles. Alright. Finished off that battle. There's nothing else floating around here. Hey, more battles. I can leave some of these in here. This one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to learn something, which is the primary reason why I'm going to leave it in here. You can one-shot these guys with pretty much anything. Falcon Strike, or Falcon Hit. You can use fire, napalm. Napalm works well in here if you can hit multiple enemies. Pretty much anything takes down the gargoyles. They're not... oh, I thought I was going to learn something in that fight. Oh, well, it was fast anyway. Oh, it's one of those. I almost ran into it. So let's grab this. Barrier. Okay. Let's go get our party together, and I'm going to go save, and I will see you in a moment. Okay. Should we show these battles off? By the time we're finished, and there's a point where you guys could answer that question, we'd already be through this area, because most of this area will be done in one episode, especially with me cutting most of the battles out, just because there's a lot of repeat battles. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's probably a good idea to show you that I actually, you know, am fighting them and not, like, save stating through them or something like that. Right, more tech points. We are... I swear you had that before, didn't you? You definitely didn't have that before. Maybe it was 697. I don't know. Almost got Fire 2. That's what I thought you were going to learn. Working on Tailspin. I don't think we really need Frog to do too much more participation in those fights. I will probably bring in... we'll see. I might bring in Ayla, I might bring in one of the other girls. I think Frog's learned almost enough. He doesn't really need to learn too much more. So let's switch party members back up. That's the wrong one. And get the Berserker off. I actually remembered this time. Power Ring. There we go. Alright. You don't have to go all the way back and save if you don't want to before fighting those guys. It's entirely up to you. One of the few treasure chests that's not locked behind... behind a battle. And another one not locked behind a battle. This one is locked behind a battle. Not a difficult battle, mind you, but, oops, a battle nonetheless. Charm. Napalm. So yeah, I'm not stealing from every single one of them, but I usually do one steal per battle and then kind of move on. Unless the battle takes more than, you know, a couple of rounds, then I might steal again. Mainly, the only reason I'm doing that is just to build up my money, which I don't need a lot of. Again, we learned Fire Sword, and we already learned Fire Sword. Alright, new enemies. Man-Eater. These guys are kind of dangerous, and by kind of, I mean very dangerous. I can't remember if they're susceptible to Hypno-Wave or not. They are. Lovely. That makes it a lot easier. Target the bottom one. What do I get from you guys? I don't remember. You guys suck. Blizzard Chaos. Yes, they have a very basic attack that they do all the time and inflicts the Chaos status. You don't want that. Video game. Yeah, Luca is pretty much invaluable anytime you have to fight these guys, just because they're really, really tedious. Let's try and steal again, because I'm pretty sure you get something from them, don't you? Pearl Edge, I thought so. And Fire Sword 2 isn't going to target more than one. I'll pick a different spot to demonstrate it there. These guys aren't particularly strong, but their Chaos attack does mean they are quite dangerous, so just kind of be aware of that. If you have Luca along for the ride, all the better. Lots of level ups around here. Make sure you've beaten Specchio's previous form before coming up here, because I've already gained 3 levels with Chrono since we got here. Alright, so there's another rubble. And let's fight these guys first. Okay, we finished off those guys. Those Man-Eaters can also use a... oh, what is it? An ability that heals. So there's that possibility too. Again, saving would be a good idea before fighting him. I'm taking Frog out, giving Luca the hit ring for this fight, just so that she has a little bit higher chance of hitting the enemy. The other two are probably going to end up having to do most of the heavy lifting anyway, but the hit ring can be nice enough to give you the hit off, which is nice. Is that enough? Yeah, beautiful. 100 tech points. We learned Fire Tackle and Triple Tech Fire Zone. I haven't been using all the different various combinations of characters together. Okay, so he is gaining points. It just takes him a long time to do it. Alright. So yeah, we'll bring Luca back in. Yeah, Frog's kind of already further ahead than most of the other people, which is surprising because, well, they balanced him out. They didn't take as many points for him to learn all of his techs because you get him a little bit later. Ayla still takes a long time to learn a lot of her stuff, but she spends a lot of time in your party just because of her abilities. Let's see, Frog. The Pearl Edge can hit magic enemies, and it's even better than the Flash Blade. Again, don't buy the items in the store. Just did it to demonstrate things. In fact, we'll give you that, and we'll give you... I don't know what's good for the Frog. Rage Band for now. Why not? And I want to switch up party members. Bring in... yeah, we'll leave you two together for now. Take off the Berserker. There we go. Good enough. More of the same, guys. Here's a good opportunity, I believe, to show off Fire Sword 2. There we go. You can at least hit two of the enemies. That one looks really cool. I like the animation for that one more than I like the Ice Sword 2. Really? You had to do it, didn't ya? Yeah, he likes to bring HP to 1. He's a pain in the ass. Tailspin. Fire Whirl. Wait a minute, didn't we already know Fire Whirl? Oh. Yeah, we know Fire Whirl. But the thing is, there's another Fire Whirl. Not particularly original, but it's something different. We should probably show that off. Hey, another save point. Perfect. I need to use a shelter. Even though I just gave Ayla a bunch of ethers. Oh well. What can you do? Got a time hat. Interesting. Hey, sparkly. Got a magic tab. Okay, as you can see, it darkens when we go up there. If I hadn't learned it by now, I'll show what the time hat does. Prevents stop and slow. Not as, physically defensive as what we already have, but it's still a very nice piece of headgear. As you can see, though, it darkens when we go up there. Now would probably be a good time to save. And there is another battle that I would like to have with these three in the party so that I can learn something. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save. I'm going to reload and see which enemies respawn and then fight that battle. And for defeating this battle, after learning Tailspin, we learned Beast Toss and Twister. Very nice. And let's see here. Let's bring you along, because I don't think those two have had a battle together in a while, and I'll just fight some more random battles and try and unlock some more techs here. Oh my! Well, Chrono just broke the game. I don't think we really needed that quite yet, but Chrono just learned his last tech. Luminaire. Or as when I was a kid, Luminary. Thing is, in media, I've heard the term Luminary mentioned at the time. Like when I was a kid, someone had said somewhere Luminary, so I was like, okay, that's how it's pronounced. And I've since heard Luminaire and Luminary as well. They are all words. I believe this one's proper pronunciation should be Luminaire, but that's just a guess. I guess they didn't learn any tag team effects there, so let's get a different party going. Let's go. And so with these three together, we learned Glacier and Arc Impulse. Well, I'm not going to learn the triple tech for this fight, but I did learn Antipod 2. Chrono got himself knocked out because they're stupid reduced to 1, so let's fix that real quick. And apparently I fought the battle and then forgot to get this chest because I'm smart, apparently. I did get that one. Find another fight. Okay, and after that battle, where Chrono didn't die, we get some level ups and we learn Delta Force. And with these three party members, we learned Dual Tech Red Pin and Triple Tech Delta Storm. Okay, we've made it back up to the top. I guess that kind of constitutes as a small amount of grinding. I went back through half the area and just fought, one battle with each of the party groups to try and learn as many double and triple techs as I could. We now have access to, as you saw, Delta Force with these three, Arc Impulse with these three, Fire Zone with these three, Delta Storm, Triple Raid we already had, and Twister. Now, all of those are quite nice. We also learned a number of dual techs as well that can also be pretty cool. We already saw most of those ones. We gained access to Cube Toss in this area, as well as Fire Whirl. And what else? Beast Toss, we gained access to that, which will be nice to show off eventually. What else? What else did we learn in this area? We learned a few things. Antipod 2, which was nice. We learned Red Pin. Notice that we've only learned one dual tech between those two. They are, you remember from earlier on when they first met, they're kind of incompatible. So it takes them a little while to learn dual techs together. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if that's just a quirk of the game. But if it was intentional, then that's just, just those extra little details that just make it so great. What else? We also learned Glacier, which is a very nice attack. I like that one. And pretty sure we've seen these all by now, but yeah, we learned a bunch of them. So what I've done here is I've got my party together. This is my favorite party for the upcoming situation. It consists of Chrono, Ayla, and Robo. Robo with the dash ring. We have Ayla here with the gold stud, actually. And that's because, well, I wanted to learn Tailspin before we moved on. And it doesn't cost 3 MP, it costs 12. And having 75% reduction is really, really nice here because, well, we're not working on Dino Tail right now. What we are going to be using, though, is Twister. And as you can see, Chrono and Robo don't use very much MP while using it. But Ayla does. She uses a lot of MP while using it. Normally she would use 12, now she uses 3. She's just much more effective as a companion in this fight, so that's why I gave it to her. Magic Ring on Chrono, because, well, we're going to use Twister. It's magically based. And over here, Dash Ring, as you saw. Everything else pretty much standard as you would expect. While we're in here, Magic Tabs, those go in Chrono. And this 2 speed tabs that we have here, I'm also going to give these to Robo. And with that, Robo now has, let's just organize my items, a default speed rate of 10. That's pretty much as high as you need to take him over the course of the game. It would be nicer to get him higher, but as far as efficiency goes, you don't have to. You could if you wanted to, but I will explain why when we get there, why it makes sense not to get him any more than 10. But just for now, keep that in mind. Chances are he's going to have a dash ring on most of the time anyway, so he'll be able to keep up with everybody else. And yeah, so that's my my whole setup. Going up here darkens the screen. I think that tells you that we probably want to be prepared before going up here. But that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time we're going to head on up there, see what the hell's going on. Apparently the Guru of Life has been imprisoned here. We haven't seen him yet, or her, or whatever. So yeah, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.